Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of The Walking Dead Season 7 Episode 16, and it was titled The First Day of the Rest of Your Life. So this one, if you're wondering why the video is so late, I mean usually it's like on the Monday right after the episode comes out. Also, yeah, I have no idea what's going on with my voice. It's kind of weird right now. But yeah, either way, the reason it's so late is because right after watching it, I just was not sure how I felt about it. I felt like if I was just watching it just as a fan, didn't have to discuss it or talk about it or anything for the channel, then I would have been like, okay, that was a pretty cool episode or whatever, and then I would have just like moved on. I mean, but then looking at it critically, I'm like, I don't know if I would have liked it as much. It's like I still liked it personally, but there are also things with the writing that I kind of want to critique because I think they could have done some things better. But either way, we'll go through, talk about it part by part or whatever. Yeah, it took a little bit of time to think about it, and I think my biggest problem is that I've said before that predictability isn't bad. If you've been watching a show for 7 seasons, you know the characters and all that. Nothing should be truly unpredictable. Nothing should be completely out of the realm of prediction. Because, I mean, you know the characters and everything. Nothing should be so far out of left field that it just doesn't even seem possible like that. But I think this was a bit too predictable. I mean, I think every single thing that happened in this episode, whether by me or by somebody else, people that don't even look at spoilers or hadn't been spoiled, had predicted essentially everything in this episode. I think that is the problem to me, is just that it was throughout the episode, everything, you already kind of knew it was going to happen. Everyone was going to be more surprised if Sasha didn't die than if she died. As for the people, the heapsters betraying Alexandria, I had seen just a shit ton of people call that happening as well. I think even I may have said last week that I was hoping that didn't happen because it would be too predictable. So yeah, man, that is the one big problem that was throughout the episode. But to talk about some of the things I loved and some of the things I think they could have done better, I did love both sets of flashbacks for Sasha, both the stuff with Abraham before they went out the night of the batting, and also when she was talking to Eugene and Negan at the sanctuary. I thought both of them were handled well, blended well into the episode. My only criticism with that is that they 100% should not have shown Sasha actually taking the pills. Because think about it this way, we saw her take the pills, we knew she was going to be dead, either dead or a walker sort of dead. Everybody kind of knew it was going to be a walker sort of dead. We knew that was going to happen since we saw her take the pills. I think if we hadn't seen that, there would still be that you're trying to hold on to hope, thinking, okay, maybe she decided, we know she has the pills, maybe she decided not to take them. We know she said she wants to sleep, we know she asked for the water, but maybe, for whatever reason, she decided she still wants to fight, she still is going to stay alive, but showing her actually take the pills sort of took a lot of the surprise away from when Negan opened the casket. Now, I think if they hadn't shown her taking the pills, it would have been a lot more impactful, maybe a bit sadder, but it would have gotten a lot bigger of a fan reaction, I think. So that is my only criticism with the flashbacks, is maybe they just should have left that one part out. I love as well, one thing I really liked was that Daryl was the one convincing everyone to trust Dwight, that Tara actually surprisingly wanted him to kill Dwight. But I like the way Rosita put it, where she's like, I don't trust him, but I trust Daryl. I think that was Rosita at least. Or later on with Maggie and Jesus, or I believe it was Maggie in specific, that said, Daryl wants us to trust Dwight. I like that a lot, that Daryl's the one kind of getting them to trust him. And we got a lot of great lines from it as well. I think my favorite line was when Daryl had the knife to Dwight's eye or whatever, and Dwight said, remember back in the woods, that's who I am. You knew me then, you know me now. I really liked that line. That was probably my favorite one coming from that, or just the feels of Dwight leaving him the note that, on the back of the carving that, I didn't know. So I did like that. I think it made a lot of progress for Daryl's character as well to have that in there. Maggie, it seems, has taken full interim control of Hilltop. The only thing that I could possibly criticize that for is when we saw, I would have kind of liked, we did see a Maggie speech later on, but I would have liked to, before Maggie came in with the Hilltop or was leading the Hilltop in any way, I would have liked to see at least some pushback with like, you know, you're kind of new here, why should we let you lead, and have her give a speech of just pretty much showing them why she should lead them. I think that would have added a lot. Again, that's one thing that I don't really think they needed. I just think it would have been better if they had thrown that in. Then we see Morgan joins the kingdom, of course, and the Heapsters arrive at Alexandria. We have the funny moment with Jada saying, you know, I lay with him later. And I really think, I like the actress that's playing Jadis. I think she has really good charisma as a villain. So I kind of hope the Heapsters do stay around a little bit as maybe minor villains, where the Saviors are more major villains. Just because I think that Jadis works really well as a villain, in my opinion. Eugene's I'm Negan scene I thought was great. So many people are like, that traitor. And yeah, true, that traitor. But, I don't know, just that line and the delivery and everything and how Rick struggled with it and was like, damn it, Eugene. I really, really enjoyed that. Just because I like seeing both sides and everything. Their bomb, of course, doesn't work. We get the Walker-Sasha scene that gives Alexandria the ability or the time to fight back. But that, of course, doesn't work out. The scene for Jadis, once again, Jadis making a really good villain, in my opinion, is her shooting Rick and then kicking him off the platform. I thought was great. It's only sad that she kind of shot him in the hip or whatever, though, and Rick, like, was totally fine from this pretty much. That is the only thing I don't like, is that he brushed off a shot to the gut so easily. But yeah, I did enjoy that scene just because her as a villain, it works so well. Michonne, the beating scene that we saw here and there interspersed, I thought Michonne's fight with that other Heapster chick, it was done relatively well. I don't think there's anything I could say to complain about it. And then the part I thought was kind of a bit dumb was Rick's speech to Negan, where he's like, you know, you're already dead, I'm gonna kill you, even if you take Carl or my hands or whatever. Because that speech only works if Negan's choosing to keep you alive. Negan could say, you're right, if I leave you alive, I might be already dead, and then just kill Rick. This is all up to Negan's choice. He has all the power in that situation right then and there. So, the speech, it was one of those things that was a bit too Hollywood, where it was like, there's no way, there's no reason for him to actually say that. So, I did think that was a bit dumb. I think it was trying to push it on a little bit too hard. Then Shiva comes in for the save, of course, and I'm going to say that I thought the Shiva kills looked good. A lot of people are saying, you know, how'd the Tiger know which people to attack and which people not to? TV, that's how. So yeah, there's some things you have to suspend disbelief for a little bit, but I thought overall they looked nice. The CGI was fine. Nothing I can really complain about. The battle, I think, was nice, and any criticisms I would have for the battle, any criticisms I'd have for that little battle they had going on, I think would be pretty nitpicky, so no real criticisms here. Negan's "we're going to war" scene back at the Sanctuary. Now for that, I personally think it was a little bit too, I don't want to say rushed, but maybe a little bit too quick. I think they could have spent a little bit more time, maybe have him give a speech to that crowd of people, maybe spend a little bit more time zooming out on the Sanctuary and the people. I just think it seemed a little bit too quick. It needed a few moments to breathe and everything. Now we have a great speech from Maggie, but I really love the speech. This isn't a problem with it or anything. It's just a nitpick issue, is that the speech is made as if she's talking to Rick, but the way she's talking isn't really dialogue. It isn't really how Maggie speaks. It's a speech. It is not dialogue. It's a speech. So it works for us as fans if we as fans were being told that, but as her saying that to Rick, that would be a really weird conversation for them to have and seems a little bit out of character for Maggie. So, yeah, it wasn't really dialogue, but it was a great speech. I loved Dwight's message he left, and I also loved during the speech the Morgan and Carol moment. I think that was the feelsiest thing for me, to see the journey that the two of them have had for the past 2 seasons. I think that was a really, really cool moment, just seeing Morgan and Carol sit together after the battle. Also, at the very, very end, when the speech ends and Maggie has to watch and everything, this is one problem that I kept thinking of, and I could be wrong on this, so it may not be a problem with the scene, it's a personal problem. I could have sworn that she gave Enid that watch, like, episodes and episodes ago. Like, episode 4? No, 5. 5 was the first time we saw Hilltop this season, correct? Episode 5, I thought, is when Maggie gave Enid the watch. So I don't know why Maggie has the watch back. I could have missed something in there somewhere, but I really could have sworn she gave it to Enid there. Also, for the episode as a whole, I felt a little bit rushed at times. I think it needed a little bit more time to breathe. I think maybe some of this stuff could have been the end of last episode. This could have spanned 2 episodes and been made to breathe better. I just think for the season as a whole, the pacing has been really, really off, and that's the biggest thing they need to work on next season is just better pacing. The pacing has really, really been off this season. For the episode as a whole, an issue I have is that this season's been building up very, very well for Rosita to die here and to not kill Rosita here. Not that I want the character to die, I still think they can do a lot more with her, but her death was set up so very well for her and Sasha especially. Like, if it had happened like I had said when I was doing the predictions, and had Sasha come out and actually bite Rosita, and the two of them die together in that way, and it's tragic and all of that, I think that would have been great writing, and I think that it would have fit the character and the journey she went on this season a lot. So I just think they missed the best opportunity for a really, really well-written Rosita death here. And then the biggest problem, like I said, pretty much everything that happened was overly predictable, but the emotional cues in the scenes later in the episode, I'd say everything from the attempted Carl batting onward was really, really well done. A lot of the stuff before that was well done, but everything after that, I think the emotional cues were on point, except maybe the Michonne stuff, because I don't know. I found myself not really caring that much about the Michonne stuff. But either way, as a score as a whole, I'd give it 8 last rides out of 10. 8 out of 10 seems fair for it. It was really good in my opinion, but there were a lot of things I criticized and I think they could have done much better on. For the season as a whole, averaging all the scores I've given episodes this season together, it'd come to around like an 8.6 average. But my personal thoughts on the season as a whole, I'd say the same as this episode. I'd say season as a whole, 8 bottle episodes out of 10, just because, I don't know, there are some issues that I had with the pacing. I think that was the biggest thing, is that we needed to mix things up, and just, to me, I think the Kingdom stuff was the best stuff we got this season. The performances with Morgan and Carol were great. Ezekiel and all the new Kingdom characters were really, really interesting. I just think we needed to mix everything in a little bit better. That's my biggest issue with the season as a whole. But that's it. Since this is going to be on hiatus until June when Fear comes back, and we will talk about Fear when Fear comes back, but between now and then I may do some discussions, or I may just take a little bit of time off to work on other videos and stuff. But either way, we will still be doing the comic videos, and like I said, maybe discussions and stuff until Fear, and then once Fear happens, we'll start reviewing Fear week to week. But that is it, so I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I'm sorry it is a bit late, but like I said, I wanted to take a few days and just think about this instead of, sorry if my lighting is going really weird. It's, storming and the sun keeps coming, like, in and out. Or it was storming earlier, but, that's why my lighting's going all weird. It's the sun coming in and out. But either way, that's it. I already say like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That is it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.